Atmospheric rivers are important here in California because not only do they provide us with the majority of our water supply, but they are also important to monitor because they are one of the greatest risks for floods here in California.
So what these flights are doing out over the Pacific is going and getting into the storms and sampling the vertical profile of these atmospheric rivers as they're forming, evolving, strengthening, and making their way towards California, getting these observations so we have a better sense of what's going on and informing forecast models to better predict the amount of precipitation that's going to fall across California.
Where we typically fly for hurricane season is the Gulf, the Atlantic, the Caribbean, as well as the Eastern Pacific. Now when it comes to winter storms, some winter storms occur in the Gulf or in the Atlantic, we can do that, but atmospheric rivers specifically for the Eastern Pacific where we analyze these low pressure systems coming into the West Coast.
The troubling part with atmospheric rivers is that when you get too many of them or in too successive of an order, it leads to too much of a good thing and can lead to things like flooding, debris flows, landslides, and other hydrometeorological impacts.
For the hurricane hunters to be here and be able to fly atmospheric river to collect the data is extremely important because not only are we able to obtain a better forecast to better warn the public or have a better idea of whether we're going to need to conserve water or release water. It's such a big tier effect that from the data we get collected into the analysis in the National Hurricane Center in Scripps to then be able to give all this information to the local National Weather Service for them to analyze that data as well and send out critical information, winter storm warnings or flood watches and all of that. It's a lot of work being done in a very small window of time.
So in order for this to be a successful operation, many agencies and institutions need to come together in a cohesive partnership. And that really starts with the U.S. Air Force that's going out and collecting this data that is then ingested into operational models to better understand these atmospheric rivers and to better forecast them, develop forecast products and models that then provides information to the operational institutions like the Department of Water Resources so they can optimize their operations and decision making.
This work is so important because it provides key insights into atmospheric rivers. This work helps us as emergency managers to be able to pre-position flood fight materials or even issue flood warnings with some of our partners.